Hello and welcome to Arts, Humanities, Music, or Drama 3334 Arts Management. If you did not intend to be in arts management, I suggest you stop this video and contact your advisor and get them to put you in a different course. I am Professor Hanley. I will be your professor for the length of the semester. This is Archibald, my cat. He will be in and out of our videos sometimes, I'm sure. There's another one. Her name is Freya. I'm sure you will also meet her along the way. Welcome. I'm really excited. So I wanted to just take this opportunity to chat with you guys a little bit about the class, about the syllabus, and about the way we're going to structure this online course since we won't be seeing each other face to face. So the reason we're doing this on the internets instead of in person is because I am the program manager for disaster services at the Houston Arts Alliance. What that means is I'm helping create a disaster plan for the arts and culture industry of 8 counties. And so sometimes it's a little difficult for me to get away during the day. But I am here for you in the evenings and on the power of the internet. Through the power of the internet. On the power of the internet? I'm not sure. So I'm pretty awkward. I will, because you're not here, talk to myself and ask myself questions. If you don't like nerdy people, I'm sorry. Great. So this is your Blackboard. This is what your Blackboard looks like. If you were to click on it right now, it probably has an announcement here and a notification. It doesn't right now because it's not technically open for you guys until tomorrow morning, but it should have those things. I'm going to tell you where I'm going to let you see so you can follow along. First place I'm going to go is right here to course information. In course information, you will find your syllabus. If you click it, it will, if you're using Chrome, will open in a new tab, or you can click here and get it in alternative formats other than PDF. Apparently you can listen to it on MP3. I wonder how that works. Okay, so this is the PDF version of the syllabus. I want to bring to your attention a couple of things. Taking myself away so that I can focus better on this. Oh, before I do that, this is the book, 5th edition, Management and the Arts by William J. Burns. It is big. It is should be on Amazon. It should be in the bookstore. You do have a reading due this week, so if you don't have it, let me know and we'll see what we can do. Well, this is the book. It will be your best friend. Good news about this course, as opposed to some of my other courses, is that we will be going through this book chapter by chapter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is not necessarily true for most of the courses that I teach, so you at least have that. Oh, the cat is getting in the way now. Excuse me 1 second. All right. So let us click back to the syllabus. And just to remind you, in your Blackboard, thank you so much, Creative Cloud. In your Blackboard, you can get to your syllabus by going to Course Information and then clicking on the syllabus right here, the blue link. Great. I want to start on, I want to start up here. This is my cell phone number, 281-468-0059. This is a good way for you to contact me if you need to. Please do not abuse it. I do answer text messages, although not very regularly. This is my university email address. It is my preferred way for you to contact me. And it's probably a more reliable way for you to contact me. However, if you have an emergency, this is a way to contact me. My office hours are from 6 to 7 p.m. Monday and Wednesday. What we can do is create like a Zoom where you can like call into a video meeting and I can be waiting for anyone to talk to me, or it can just be by appointment. Let me know which one you prefer. I think this video has comments, so you could just comment on this video, but if not, you could send me an email if you're interested in the Zoom thing. If not, I'll just be available during that time for you, just shoot me a text and be like, hey, I need to talk to you, and I will make myself available to you. All right, so this is arts management. If you have taken arts administration, arts management is just like a step up from arts administration. We're going to talk a little bit more about exactly what goes into running an arts organization, and a little bit less about the concepts. All right, so I want to draw your attention to page 3 of the course policies and procedures. I just want to say the penalty for an academic honesty violation on a significant course requirement, such as a term paper, project, or final examination, shall be an F for the course. Please do not plagiarize. All of your assignments will be turned in through Turnitin, which will check for plagiarism, and I don't want to have to dock your grade or to report you to the academic dishonesty people, or honesty people. It is more paperwork for me, and it puts your degree at risk, and I don't want that to happen. So just go ahead and cite what you need to cite, or rephrase it in a way that is not exactly the same. If you have even the smallest doubt about whether or not it's plagiarism, just shoot me an email or a text message. All right. So because this is an online class and also a discussion-driven class, your participation in online discussions is 20% of your grade, and that is how we determine your attendance for the semester. So if you fail to contribute to online discussions for more than 2 weeks during the semester, your final grade will fall by 1 letter for each additional week you fail to post at my discretion. That is written right here under attendance. What that means is if you go 3 weeks without commenting in any way on the discussions, thank you again, Creative Cloud, for keeping us up to date, on the discussions, your grade will fall. So if you make an A on every single paper, every single assignment, every single test in this course, but you go 3 weeks without posting, you will make a B in the course. If you go 4, it would be a C, 5, a D, and so forth and so on. It is important that you attend quote-unquote class. I also know if you're watching the videos, I have put statistics on everything, so I can see who is doing what and when is the last time you accessed the course. All right, class participation is a discussion-based thing. So I need you to be involved and active in the things that we do. I will show you what this means, this discussion grading, through Blackboard here in a moment. But it is really important that you do that. And the other thing is that you need to turn your work in on time and be positive and participate. Those are really important things in this class. It's not just me lecturing at you for hours on end. I want you to be thinking and to be applying and to be really critically examining the information that we're going to be talking about. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys will have to post to the discussion board by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday of each week. I'm not going to grade anything that's made, any post that's made after 11:59 p.m. on Saturday at all. 0 points for that. That is important to know. In a minute, we're going to talk about the other kinds of late work, but I do not accept late work on the discussion board, okay? We will talk about all of this. I encourage you to read through this when we get done. When you get done watching this video, this will tell you exactly what kind of postings I'm looking for as far as your weekly discussion topics, okay? Now, most of your work I will accept late. What that means, however, what will happen is you will receive a grade no higher than a C. What that means is if you would have gotten a 100% on the paper, then you will get a C. If you would have otherwise gotten a B on the paper, then it would be a D in this case. I will only give you 70% of the grade that you would have otherwise received. If you have a serious reason to have missed class or to have not been able to turn in something, you can email me and I can waive this. But you have to talk to me about it. All of your assignments have to be submitted via Blackboard. I'm not going to take handwritten assignments. Don't turn anything into my my mailbox at the school. I won't go there very often. Don't email me unless you're unable to access Blackboard. And if you're unable to access Blackboard, then you should text me or call me or email me first and see if I can help you with what's going on. This is a really cool thing that I do, right? So every assignment except the last one can be revised for a better grade up until the day of the final exam. So let's say you made a 60 on something, you can adjust it, change what I've asked you to change, and resubmit it for an 80, so forth and so on. Last but not least, we're all adults. Let's act like adults. Let's respect each other. Respect me, respect other students. Let's behave professionally. There will be things that we disagree about, right? There will be things that I say in this course that you will not disagree, that you will not agree with. And I want you to disagree with me. I just want you to do it in a professional way. I will be watching the discussion board. I will remove anything that is disrespectful, and it will not count towards your grade. This is really important. I'm here for you. I want you to pass this class, and the more communicative with me that you are, the easier it is for me to help you pass the class. So I encourage you to reach out to me so that we can either talk or we can meet somewhere and I'll buy you coffee and we can talk about, why you haven't been able to get your assignments done. I'm willing to work with you. I want you to succeed. It's not my job to fail you. It's my job to pass you, and I will go out of my way to do it. But I can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on. So you have my personal cell phone number and my email address at the top of this page. Please feel free to use them at your discretion. And these are the course activities that we will be doing over the course of the semester. This is the weight of those things. Your organizational plan will be one thing that you will do. We'll talk about it when it says class project. You will have a midterm exam and a final exam. Both of them will be essays. What will happen is on Monday at 6 p.m., the essay question will become active, and it will be active for 24 hours. So on Monday at 6 p.m., you will get the question, and you will have to write your essay and submit it on Blackboard by Tuesday at 6 p.m. That is how the exams will go, both exams. They both will have instructions for you as to what the question is and how long I expect it to be. That's all I can tell you about that right now. The major project for this class is you're going to create a hypothetical, which is a fake arts or service organization from the ground up. You will likely work in teams of 2 to create it, but I want to know your opinion about that. So reply to this video with your opinion on working in teams of 2. I think that it's important that you work with other people if you're going to be working in arts administration, because sometimes you have to work with personalities that are not the same as yours, and I want you to really do that. Anyway, you will have to select an existing venue in the greater Houston area. However, that venue may not be affiliated with any university. So you're going to create an organization, and it must work in a venue in the greater Houston area that is not affiliated with a university. That means you could do it at the Museum of Fine Arts. You could do it at the Match in Midtown. It could be at Miller Outdoor Theater. These are all venues that you could theoretically base your hypothetical arts organization at. This I encourage you to read. It's very important. I am not an educator. I am an arts administrator. I will treat you like arts administrators. So when I grade your paper, these are the sort of frameworks I will be using in order to give you grades. It's really important you read this. This is sort of a rubric for the whole class. This is a layout of the whole course. Like I said before, we're going to be going chapter by chapter in chapter order for this class, which is really out of character for me, but we're doing it and we're going to be awesome about it. I do want to tell you a little bit about how to read this. So right here on week 6, Organization in the Arts, it says there's something due and it says there's a reading. So week 6. So this is week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be week 6 of our course. This is September 22nd. So you will need to have read chapter 6 by September 22nd because the discussion board will be open for this week. So you will have until this September 22nd at midnight to September 28th at 11:59 p.m. to participate in the discussion about chapter 6. Your mission and purpose statement will be due on September 28th at 11:59 p.m. So if it says due, that means that it will be due on that Friday at 11:59 p.m. If it says reading, that means that the discussion will be about that for that week. So you should read it by the beginning of that week. I know it's a little confusing, but it will make more sense as we go through the course. If it says assigned, that means that I will put that in your Blackboard on that day to help you understand what that is. So it'll be available starting that week. Here are the times explicitly laid out for you that your midterm and your final will be available to you. Make sure you put these on your calendar that you have time to complete your midterm essay within the 24 hours of October 7th through October 8th, and your final exam in 24 hours, December 9th through December 10th. They will not be 24-hour exams. It will not take you 24 hours to complete them, but you should have some time in those 24 hours to complete the exams. Just realized the footer of this syllabus is wrong. Bothers me. Okay, so let's go back to Blackboard. I'm going to show you a couple of things to help you understand what my expectations are for you as far as discussions are concerned and the way the course is going to be laid out. All right, so right now I'm in what's called the student preview mode, so it looks like what it will look like for you. Under course content, right now all you can see is week 1. What you will see when you get in here is an additional 2 videos. It will be this video and then a video of me talking about this PowerPoint. That is what you will see every week. There will be a PowerPoint and then there will be a video of me discussing the PowerPoint if you would like to hear the lecture. I think it's important that you hear the lecture part. I will not always adhere to what the book says. Sometimes I will disagree with the book. So it is important, I think, that you listen. They probably won't be more than 30 or 45 minutes long, which is really nothing. Like normally you would sit in class for 2 hours. So I think watching a 30-minute video shouldn't be too bad. Also, in every week, you'll have your 2 discussion topics, and you just click on them like this, and it will take you here. In order to participate, you will click on Create Thread. So again, just to show you how I got there, I went to Course Content, and then I went to the week that we are on. This is week 1. And then I went to, so this week we have 2 discussions. I know it's the worst. I'm the worst professor. In this week you'll do 2 things. You will introduce yourself. So this is the first discussion thread. In this thread, when it is time, you will create a thread. For this particular, introduce yourself, I expect the subject of your thread to be your name. This is my name. And then in here, I will answer all the questions. My bachelor's degree is in theater, and my master's is in arts leadership. I expect to graduate a long time ago in a kingdom far, far away. I am a theater artist. Sometimes I act. Sometimes Correct. I also have a small photography business. Let me fix these typos because you will learn over the course of this class that I cannot spell. It is my greatest shame. Actually, I'm not ashamed of it. There's spell check. And my husband's a writer and he fixes my grammar, so it's fine. All right, so once I do all of these things, oh, P.S., let's have a spelling lesson. Do you guys know the difference between theater, T-H-E-A-T-R-E, and theater, T-H-E-A-T-E-R? So that's your bonus question for the week. Look it up, reply to this video, put it in your discussion topic. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a really interesting distinction that people don't always adhere to, and it drives me crazy. I won't grade you on it. All right. I encourage you to always write in here and not to do an attachment, because I think it's important that your fellow classmates be able to see what you have written in here. So then we hit submit, and now we have created a thread. So every week you will be asked to create a thread and to respond to someone else's thread. So let's say this was not me. Let's say I am someone else. I would click here and I would say, oh, photography. You have a small photography business. I studied photography in college and I love f-stops. What is your favorite brand of camera? I think Canon is the way to go. This would not be an A discussion reply. So there we go. So then I have created a thread and I have replied to a thread. Just to be clear, once again, you should not reply to your own thread. You should reply to someone else's thread. I just didn't have another option. This week, you will have to do 4. So you will have to create 2 threads and you will have to reply to 2, and you would need to do 1 of each in each of the topics. This is the only week that this will happen, I think. But there just are 2 discussion boards this week. The other way you can get to the discussion boards is you can click on discussions, which is what I just did. You click on discussions, you see there are 2 discussion boards. This introduce yourself board will always be available. These boards will come and go as the weeks come and go. As a reminder, you have until 11:59 p.m. on Saturday to reply every week. That is how I will count your attendance. One last thing before we go. If you click on assignments, you will see the Arts Administrator profile. This is a way for you to reach out into the community. I think it's important that you reach out into the community and talk to people who are working as arts managers. Just to tell you what I did, I went again to assignments. I went to Arts Administrator profile, and then I clicked on this blue link to bring up this PDF. All right, so you will write a 4 to 6 page single-spaced essay that profiles a local Houston area arts manager based on your personal observations. Houston area is up to you. If you have the definition of Houston area is up to you. If you have any questions about what that might be, feel free to contact me and I can chat with you about it. I will tell you that arts administrators love students. So if you email, here's what I think you should do. I think you should think of an arts organization in the city or surrounding cities that you really like, that you kind of look up to. And as we define what the different roles are in an arts organization, when you think of one that you really like, I think you should find that person at that organization and you should email them. And you should say, hello, I am Susie Q. I am working on my BA at the University of Houston downtown. I'm taking an arts marketing course. My professor, Professor Hanley, has asked me to do a profile of an arts administrator, and I'd like to interview you. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they will say yes. It may be hard to schedule because they're busy people, but they love students and they will love to be interviewed for students. Couple of rules. Number 1, the person cannot work at the university. So you cannot interview the head of the O'Kane Gallery. You cannot interview me. You cannot interview any of your professors or anyone who works at the University of Houston downtown. I encourage you to go out into the community like birds or seeds or snow. I don't know. Just get off campus and go talk to someone. If you don't have the ability to get off campus, you can do a phone interview, but I just want you to reach out beyond the campus. The grading rubric for this paper, as well as a lot more information, is available here under the Arts Administration Profile PDF. You have all semester to do this. It's not written on here. It's not written on here, but this is not due until this is not due until November 30th of 2019. So there will be another place here for you to do a Turnitin assignment for the Arts Administrator Profile. And when you click on assignments, there will be the instructions and then the way to turn it in, and it will tell you that it is not due until November 30th, 2019. So you have all semester to work on it. I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me in any of the ways that I have said throughout this video, unless replying to this video is not a thing. If you think I am weird, you can tell me. If you think I am fun, you can tell me. If you hate the way this video goes, you can tell me. I am open to feedback. I want this to be a good course for you, and I want it to be a good course for all of us, and I'm really excited to go through it together. Arts management is my passion. I was a stage manager before I went to graduate school, so I've been managing people longer than I knew what management was. So I think it's going to be fun, and I hope you guys like it too. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video for Chapter 1.